One thing I feel really quite confident of is that Michael Bloomberg is not going to run for president unless he believes he can win. So it's not taking the election away from somebody else and giving it to a third person. He will run, and if he runs, he will run to win. And I believe that he absolutely can win, and that's something I hope we get into with the nature of the electorate, the independent vote, and the Electoral College, because I think he has a very significant chance of winning.
Remember, if he runs, he would be running, as we said, a nonpartisan approach. It would not be a red state, blue state strategy. Most states would be in play. All states would be in play, because he would be taking from both sides. But he would also be taking from the independents, which has a plurality here in the country now.
We find informally, in direct answer to your question, we find informally Republicans, some very hardcore Republicans are concerned that he might take away votes from the Republican Party and hurt them, and that may very well be true. And among hardcore Democrats, we find that they are concerned he might take votes away from them and hurt them. Well, but they're both thinking in terms of a third-party spoiler candidacy as opposed to a third-party winning candidacy. Michael Bloomberg, if he runs, will be elected President of the United States. That, I think, is something that I believe absolutely, and I'm not sure that has dawned on a whole lot of people in both parties. They're more trying to figure out who he helps and who he hurts. He's going to be elected.
Sure. In 2006, in the Senate election in Connecticut, Mr. Bloomberg intervened on behalf of Joe Lieberman. And Lieberman has indicated publicly that if Bloomberg is to run, he would be interested in being his running mate. Isn't that an indication of a certain ideological orientation on behalf of Mr. Bloomberg?
Well, I did not see where Senator Lieberman said that he was interested in being his running mate. That may be so, but I also have seen that Michael Bloomberg has had numerous meetings with people, not numerous meetings with each one, but meetings with Sam Nunn, with Chuck Hagel, with Barack Obama. I'm sure he has had quite a few conversations with Hillary Clinton. I don't believe that you can say who he would run with right now, but I don't think that he's, being a non-ideologue, I don't believe he's looking at an ideological spectrum.
We feel reasonably confident. This is reading the tea leaves and reading between the lines, just as you all do, but we spent a lot of time thinking about this, and our impression is that if he runs, which we hope he does, he will run with a team of people drawn from both parties so that he can demonstrate in the election and in the campaign the kind of common ground government which he would represent when he is elected. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How does all this work out in terms of foreign policy? You listed a bunch of domestic issues, but what about Iraq, terrorism, China? From what you must think he handled the foreign policy front pretty well as well, supporting it. So, what do you think you would pursue in terms of that?
One of the things that's most impressive to me, anyway, about his mayorship in New York is that he brought to city government and to the problems of the city the most competent people that he could find, regardless of party, regardless of background, regardless of anything other than knowledge of the issue. And the same thing would be true in the foreign policy area or other areas of presidency, which he or of his administration that he wouldn't necessarily have deep firsthand knowledge of, but his ability to pull together the most competent team, regardless of party, to deal with the issues that confront the country is I think, one of the most compelling reasons for his candidacy.
In the area of foreign policy, it would be very refreshing to see that somebody that doesn't have to can draw from people in both parties who have been in the foreign policy sector for different presidents, but also to bring in new people and look for fresh approaches to the foreign policy, international as well as domestic policies.
We're going to take one more question from this gentleman here, and then we're going to go to individual interviews.
Yes, sir.
So since you don't really know where Mayor Bloomberg would stand policy-wise, would he be as an attractive candidate if he weren't able to self-finance his campaign?
I think he would be. Yes.
I think he would be. I mean, you look at his success as mayor of New York. You look at his success in the business world. You look at his personal story. You look at his success in whatever he has attempted to do. You look at his philanthropic record. This is an extraordinary person, of extraordinary achievement, and most important to me, the clear understanding that you can't get anything done in government without finding common ground and bringing both sides together. That's the ability that Washington has lost and absolutely must find again. And that's why he is very, very compelling. The fact on top of that, that he could finance his own campaign and therefore be free of any interest when he arrives in the White House, free of any lobby interests or special interests or the extremes of either party is a distinct plus.
He'd be a very unique candidate for a very unique time.
Thank you very much, and don't forget www.draftmichaelbloomberg.com or draftbloomberg.com. They'll take you to the same place. Sign the petition. Let's get this man into the race. Thank you.